Early in the 1900s, tensions were high, headliners were flooded with talk of war. October 25, 1936, Adolf Hitler and fascist leader Benito Mussolini formed the Axis power, and the reign of terror begins.
April 4th, 1941, a young Myron Wilson, also known as Mike, from Shawneetown, Illinois, is sworn into the U.S. military's Army Air Corps.
December the 7th, 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor at 7:48 in the morning. The base was decimated. December 11th through the 13th, 1941, Nazi Germany and its Axis partners declared war on the United States. January 1st, 1942, Allied forces declared war on the Axis power.
Stationed at Moton Airfield in Tuskegee, Alabama, black pilots were unheard of at that time in history. Many doubted their ability to succeed. They were pushed to their limits and sometimes beyond. Yet, in time, they proudly earned their flying wings. They would train to fly the P-39 Airacobra, the P-40 Warhawk, the P-47 Thunderbolt, and what became their favorite, the P-51 Mustang. With a max speed of 437 miles per hour, it was one of the fastest fighters and one of the longest-range fighters of its time. Equipped with 6 50-caliber Browning machine guns, they were ready for defense. They were called the red-tailed angels because they painted the tails of their planes red. They were portrayed in the 2012 George Lucas movie called The Red Tails, and were also portrayed in the 1995 HBO movie The Tuskegee Airmen. December 17, 1943, per Mike's flight logbook, he logged his first solo flight and writes, "Soloed," and was assigned to the 302nd Fighter Squadron as a fighter pilot. November 22, 1944, per Mike's flight logbook, quote, "Italy, local. Mike is now stationed in Italy." Pictured here, the Tuskegee Airmen in mission briefing in Italy with Benjamin O. Davis in the front. Mike is in the back, seen with tape across his nose. That same tape is seen across his nose on his military ID card. A common injury fighter pilots suffered was caused during a hard landing. As they jolted forward, their face would likely strike the gun sight, causing sometimes serious facial injuries.
Mike's military ID showed that he probably had one of those hard landings too.
Mike considered himself lucky as he recalled Benjamin O. Davis having a serious scar above his eye caused by his own hard landing.
December 16, 1944, the Battle of the Bulge begins.
February 18, 1945, per his flight logbook, Mike flew a reconnaissance mission, quote, "Photo reconnaissance escort, Southern Germany."
The next day, February 19, 1945, the Battle of Iwo Jima began and raged on through March 26, 1945. The Battle of Iwo Jima is memorialized in this renowned picture of Marines raising the American flag.
March 15, 1945, per logbook, Mike and the Tuskegee Airmen continue missions over Germany while the Battle of Iwo Jima was raging. Per his logbook, the longest mission yet, over 1,400 miles, 75 miles from Berlin to Munich, Germany, end quote.
Although there was obvious racial tension, the Tuskegee Airmen soon became highly requested by all bomber pilots and crews. The Tuskegee Airmen began earning the reputation of a superb escort squadron. They carried out their mission with passion and precision, risking their lives and sometimes giving their lives for the greater good of their country.
April 26, 1945, per logbook. Mike flew in the last mission of the Tuskegee Airmen. Quote, Photo Recce Linz, Praha, Amstetten. It was also Mike's last mission of World War II as the war began coming to a close. By this point, the 332nd Fighter Group had shot down a total of 94 enemy aircraft. Combined with the 18 of the 99th Fighter Squadron, together the Tuskegee Airmen shot down a total of 112 enemy planes during World War II. War ends August 1945. The last conflict of World War II is over, and the celebrations begin.
The Tuskegee Airmen earned over 700 military medals and decorations during the war. Decades later, on March 29, 2007, as a unit, they were awarded the Congressional Gold Medal by President George W. Bush. This is the highest civilian award in the United States, reserved for persons who have performed an achievement that has an impact on American history and culture that is likely to be recognized as a major achievement in the recipient field long after the achievement.
For his efforts in World War II and the Korean War, Myron Wilson was awarded 4 Air Medals, an Honorable Service Lapel Button, American Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern, and PO Valley Campaign Medal, World War II Victory Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Korean Service Medal, and a United States Service Medal. He was also awarded a Certificate of Valor for flying 47 missions over enemy territory and was commended for efficiency. Everyone has a story. Even that old man down the street.
During World War II, the U.S. military launched multiple offensive assaults. These historical battles were launched simultaneously and were supported by many, including the Tuskegee Airmen. This helped lead the U.S. to a much-needed victory.